All right, I feel like it's time that I told you the truth. The fact of the matter is, we were at the beach. Everyone had matching towels. Everyone was frugging. We were baking like potatoes. Somebody went under a dock and they saw a rock, but it wasn't a rock. It was, hey, are we live? Oh, we are live. Okay, all right. Whew. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. How are you? It is Friday. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Oh yeah, it's Friday, right? I know I wore the jacket this week already, but I'll be a little bit like Mr. Rogers here. Put this puppy on, because you know what? It's Octaaane Friday. Yep. So, what do we got going on today? All right, it is January 8th. Is that where we're at right now? January 8th? What did I see out there? Dry January is canceled. 2021, would not recommend. All that stuff. So, I'm excited for today. The fact of the matter is, I am excited for today's anniversary. When I started this whole thing, when I made a list of albums and things that I was interested in, this was up there, and I couldn't believe I had to wait this long. And so the day is finally here to talk about this album. And I know a bunch of you are going to be super psyched to hear about this today. And I know you got a lot to say. I got a lot to say about this band. Let's see what you got to say. So let's cut to it right now. We're going back to January 9th, tomorrow's date, 1984. The album 1984 from Van Halen drops. Boom! All right? So, let's start by saying my memory of this is that I thought the record was released before 1984. For some reason, I thought it was released in December of 83. I did find some stuff online where people were like, no, it was released, it wasn't released, it was released before Christmas. They were talking about, for some reason I thought there was this whole story where they called it 84, but it was released in 83, but I can't verify all that stuff. But the consensus is it was released in January of 1984. Now, remember, the album cover doesn't say 1984 in it. It says it in Roman numerals, in case you forget. So, let's adjust this a little bit. See if we get any visits from any friends today. All right, so Van Halen. I told you I could talk about Van Halen all day. True story. So I won't spend too much time. But you remember, they put out their albums. Things were cruising along. They started to not really get along. Diver Down, which I love that album, not as respected as the other albums. It's actually a lot of covers and not a lot of original material. First and foremost, the thing I remember about Van Halen albums, once they went to CD, once I put the CDs in, I was like, what? And they're all like 35 minutes long, all of them. And so that's crazy, right? But they were putting out albums like every year, every 2 years. Turns out that they recorded all their albums in 2 weeks or less up until this album. 2 weeks or less. Amazing, right? And then this album took a year to record. So Diver Down is when they started not getting along at all, because it turns out Eddie Van Halen wanted to introduce synthesizers, and David Lee Roth and the producer Ted Templeton were like, no. And so that's what caused him to build his studio 5150. So that's where it started, Diver Down sessions, and then this album. So this album, they're working on it, and for some reason, Eddie Van Halen gets them to convince that they can record with synthesizers. Now, I'm pretty surprised by this after reading about it, because I thought for sure that Eddie Van Halen wanted to be the guitar person and just be the heavy guitar hard rock guy, and that David Lee Roth would be the one that would be the one to go with synthesizers, because he was the Las Vegas showman. Think about that. You got hints of David Lee Roth being like a Vegas showman on some of those albums. They were supposed to be this hard rock, like heavy band, but early on you had Ice Cream Man. I mean, you had all these songs that just showed hints about what David Lee Roth's solo album would be like. I mean, if you think about it. So, Dance the Night Away, all these things. So, all right. So, this album, he gets these songs on there. It comes out. Obviously it's a huge success, right? I mean, everyone, if you're a music fan, a hard rock music fan, whatever you are, MTV, I mean, you just love this record, right? But I'm here to tell you first and foremost, I mean, Jump, you can talk about Jump. The video makes no sense. It's just so many. The guitars are not plugged in. Did he even play much guitar on there? He just plays the synthesizer? Anyway, but it was built for MTV, right? And I get why people love that song. But there's no way, in my opinion, that Jump and Hot for Teacher and Panama are the best songs on the record. They aren't, in my opinion. They're good, but they're not the best ones on the record. We'll talk about that in a second. Want to change my mind? Change my mind? Okay. All right, so this comes out. It was a big freaking deal when it came out. I mean, we were all anticipating this record, right? And that was, like I mentioned this week, that's the tour I wanted to go see. Denied. And turns out I wouldn't be able to see Van Halen with David Lee Roth until many, many years later on that tour where they toured with Sammy Hagar and David Lee Roth. That's the first time I saw them in concert. So the first thing I want to hear from you people is your Van Halen concert stories, 1984 or before tour. Tell me if you saw them then. I want to hear about that. All right. So, I'm fired up. I'm fired up about this topic, all right? It went to number 2. It was at number 2 for 5 weeks. You would have thought it would have been number 1. 5 weeks at number 2. It stalled because of Michael Jackson's Thriller. It never went to number 1. But it was the second one of their albums to sell 10 million copies, the first one being their first debut record, okay? Interestingly, I read that the whole band got credit for songwriting. They are a band who credited the whole band for songwriting, but the songwriting for credits for I'll Wait in the UK include Michael McDonald. Right? Yamo be there? I mean, I keep forgetting. I don't know why that is, but it does. That's kind of funny. That's interesting. And it turns out that Eddie Van Halen wrote the guitar parts for Jump like in 1980 or 81 or something, really early, and it got turned down by David Lee Roth and Ted Templeton, their longtime producer. So that was all, and David Lee Roth admits to that. They all admit that happened. They weren't ready for that. So a lot of debate about this record because the synthesizers, right? I mean, it was definitely, for the times, it was perfect. But there is plenty to like on this record that's hard rock and roll. And so if you're like, no, 1984, you need to go revisit and listen to some of these tracks that you're not used to listening to. So let's talk about the tracks. 1984, that's the minute and a half instrumental, right? Jump, Panama, Top Jimmy, Drop Dead Legs, Hot for Teacher, I'll Wait, Girl Gone Bad, which they had played a lot of Girl Gone Bad pretty early on tours, and House of Pain. So obviously Jump, biggest single. I mean we're all, is everyone sick of that song? I mean, I get why people like it, but does that song make you happy anymore? I don't know. Panama, I can respect Panama, good song. Hot for Teacher, I don't know, today's day and age, the video and all that good stuff. Well, you can say what you can say, but it was an epic song, and I think that one should be put above those two as far as that one. That's a good song, and the video, obviously, especially the beginning with Waldo, is pretty amazing. So, and I'll Wait. Sorry, I'll Wait. I think I'll Wait also one of those songs you just don't hear enough. That's a pretty awesome song. David Lee Roth, he wanted to vote that song off the album. He said too much synthesizer, the band overruled him. That's a good thing, and that's a great song. Girl Gone Bad and House of Pain, those songs are fine. But what did I leave out? What aren't we talking about yet? We're talking about, really, two of my favorite songs on there that I think should be up there. Top Jimmy and Drop Dead Legs. Those two songs right there are awesome Van Halen songs. And if you don't remember these songs or you haven't listened to those in a while, you need to stop what you're doing right now and put Top Jimmy and Drop Dead Legs on. Do it this morning. I want to hear if you did it, because those songs are awesome. Did I say awesome already? I think I did. They're monster. They're epic. They're really good. So, Van Halen. We're at 10:51. Sorry about that, guys. All right, but I've been super excited for this. So, Van Halen, 1984. What's my song of the day? It's not Jump. I didn't even decide before we started recording this. It's not. It would be Top Jimmy and Drop Dead Legs. Those two songs I'm putting underneath for sure. But if you want me to pick the hit off there that makes me the happiest, as far as that's concerned, you know what? I'm going to go with I'll Wait. I'll wait, Mark, for you to post the rest of those Van Halen songs so I can tell you why Jump should have been song of the day. All right, enjoy it. Posting them down below. Tell me your Van Halen stories. More great stuff coming this weekend. We're at 11 and a half minutes. Sorry, we went a real long time today, but this is one of my favorite topics, Van Halen. We'll talk more about them as usual. Have a great day, and I will catch you on the flip side.